Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. So today we are just doing some hearty, easy, super simple whole food plant-based meals. I am going to make meals that usually I have extra for leftovers, extra for work lunches, which is great. Don't mind me being makeup free and kind of grungy today. I just have my hair in a braid. I'm about to go for a super big walk, and then I'm going to get back briefly and then go to the gym and then start making something to eat. But for this video, like I said, it's going to be very simple but hearty meals because I like to eat bigger volumes. I like bigger meals, and then I also like having the leftovers. So if you are like me and you need something of substance to keep you full, to bridge you over to that next meal, and you don't want to be all snacky, you know, and take things when you really shouldn't, because you know you probably should have had more at your actual meal if you were hungry. That probably means you're not eating enough at your actual meals. So yeah, that is what we are going to do today. Super simple, very easy to whip up. I am making a baked butter beans recipe. I will share it if you guys want it. I don't really plan out my recipes ahead of time. I wing everything and I write notes as I do it, and I edit it as I do it in case I need to modify things. So I will go back and see if I made some notes on it. If not, I'm sure I can remember and try to recreate it. Really, my meals are very, very easy, that we can just figure it out. So if you want the recipe, let me know in the comments below, and then I will get working on that. Sorry, I sound a little bit sick because I think I'm starting to catch whatever my son is starting to get. Great, but change of seasons, right? So I'm also going to include a little mini Osea haul in here because I don't know if I've mentioned before, I have really sensitive skin, and it's hard for me to find things that work for me that don't make me like rash out and break out, and not break out. I never get zits, like, ever. It's like my skin texture gets messed up in like a rash kind of feeling. I found something that works, but I just started using it, so I don't know. Also, it's the shipping to Canada that kind of kills me on that one, but I'll use it in between because there is one Australian product that works for me that I find at Marshall's, which is really good because then I can just go to Marshall's and buy it. But when I can't find it, I need something else, so that is when I purchased the Osea stuff to try it out. It's all natural, which is another thing. They're loaded with so much terrible stuff. And then they're like, why are women getting cancer? Why is the cancer rate so high? Blah, blah, blah. We're putting all this horrible makeup on us. We're putting all this toxic skincare on us. And then all the other things, like the food and the environment, and just, it's like layers upon layers upon layers of things. So if I can minimize a few things, like one of the things I always say to the kids is I do so well in so many things because I know that there's some things that I can't change, and it's going to be toxic, and I have to have it in my life. We'll have to. Hair dye, perfect example. I don't have enough gray to go all gray. When I do, I'm going to, because then I'm not dyeing my hair anymore. But for right now, in this period of time, I'm stuck dyeing my hair, and anything that's natural is not really that natural. So I'm not going to just kid myself here. It's toxic. So if I can do my best in other areas, then I'm hoping to balance things out. So skincare is one of those things. It's going right on your skin. So I'm going to look for the best products, and they might be a little pricey, but I know what I'm putting in, and I know that I'm safe with it, and it's vegan. So anyway, I bought this Osea, a couple of products, so I'm going to try it. If you try to, let me know what products you like the best. And yeah, I will share what I picked up in case you guys are curious, in case you have sensitive skin as well. I try to stay makeup free on my days off because when you are my age, I'm well into my 40s, you need to give your skin a break. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just giving my skin a break in between, because when I go to work, I do put on the light makeup. And if I'm not going anywhere or doing anything special, like I don't need to do my face. I don't sleep very much, so I always have like bags under my eyes. which I need to work on. Sleep is one of the things I need to work on for 2024. But anyway, that's another story. So what else am I going to add in this video? Oh, I finally started planting. So if you guys are not interested in the garden, maybe I'll try to put the timestamps. I'll try to remember that so you can skip through it. But I think if you're living a healthy lifestyle, if you're living whole food, plant-based, it's so important to try to grow some of your veggies. There's nothing like the satisfaction of growing your own things, going to pick it and eating it. And even in a small space, because I'm an urban gardener. I'm in Toronto. I don't have that much space, but I'm making it work with containers, with my in-ground garden, with the space that I have available. Even if I was in an apartment, I'd be that crazy person with all the containers everywhere because I'm going to grow something. Because A, you save money, and B, the satisfaction of growing your own things and it's actually organic, because you just don't know anymore what is actually organic. Again, another whole story. So I'm going to include that because I've already started my first planting and it's very, very exciting for me. So I'm going to add that in as well. So thanks for being here this week, guys. Thank you for the support in the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. And that way you don't miss any upcoming quick and easy recipes. I do have some videos when I'm at the house in Portugal and that kind of thing. And if you're interested in like the family farm and all that stuff, go and take a look at those videos. I'll try to add it in here as well. But again, if gardening and that kind of thing is not your jam, there is a lot of wellness content on here as well. So yeah, subscribe, because I know a lot of you guys watch and you don't subscribe, which is kind of weird to me, because just click the bell and then you just always get notified. I don't know. Anyway, if you don't want to, that's fine. But I just find it a little strange that people watch but don't subscribe. Anyway, have a great day, everyone. Stay healthy, and health, joy, and positive vibes to each and every one of you. And I will see you soon. So for breakfast, I know it's not a very common breakfast to have veggies and rice for breakfast, but it is actually a common breakfast for me, or brunch. And yeah, it's just frozen mixed veggies, and then I had some frozen Brussels sprouts and I water sauteed them until they were delicious. And I added a few seasonings, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, my staple seasonings. And that is it, on a bed of rice with a dash of tamari, and I am good to go. This is going to fill me up for a long time, and it packs a lot of nutrition and lots of veggies. So I had to do some errands, and I decided to stop by a coffee shop, grabbed a coffee, which I know is not the best thing. I am cutting down, but I did have that and a vegan chocolate chip cookie, and it was just nice to just hang out at the coffee shop and relax a little. So when I got back, I decided it was time to get some movement in. I didn't end up going to the gym that day, but I did a huge walk and got in my steps. And I also got a chance to be in nature, which is super important for me. And yeah, I definitely hit my step goal. So on my way back, I picked up some of this free coffee grounds from Starbucks, because they are giving it away and it's really good for the garden, but also it's good when you live in an urban area, just to keep the Toronto rats out. They do not like coffee grounds at all, so I just sprinkle it in the garden and it keeps pests away. And yeah, it's also, you know, good for the actual garden and provides a little bit of nutrition for the soil. So why not? They have it provided there for free, and instead of just tossing it, we are finding another way of using it. So when I got back, I had a late lunch and I decided to infuse some teas. I do different tea blends. I make my own tea and dry my own tea from the backyard, and I make my tea bags. And I also buy some very specific teas that I like to have on hand. And on this day, I used those tea bags and I just infused a mix. I do have loose leaf as well that I use, so it really depends on my mood and what I want to have that particular day. But yeah, this is a very common thing too. I will have my infused tea. I will sit outside, read my book, be amongst nature, and really just have that quiet moment. So as far as lunches go and as well as dinner, one of the most staple things that I have very often is leftover rice or leftover potatoes, and I will pair it with whatever veggies I have that need to be eaten up. Usually it's tomatoes or carrots, and I always have some sort of a green, whether it's lettuce or spinach, some sort of a green always. And I like to typically do the 50-50 plate, so half of my plate is going to be my starch of choice that's oil-free, and then the other half is going to be veggies. And typically non-starchy veggies, but there are times when I do have some starchy veggies, and that will fill me up for a while and I'll be satisfied. On days where I feel like I need a little bit more substance, I will add a oil-free hummus on top as well, and then I use it as a dressing for my veggies. And yeah, it's so easy to whip up and you're using up leftovers. So I have very sensitive skin, and it's really hard for me to find all natural vegan products that don't bother my skin. So I used to do vegan cuts before, and they had quite a few products that I did like, but there was a lot that I couldn't use. So everyone says Osea is, amazing, all natural ingredients, super clean, and is really good for sensitive skin. So I decided to try it out. They also sent some samples, which is kind of nice so that I can try a few different things. For us in Canada, it's just the shipping that kind of kills me. I don't like to spend so much in shipping. But again, if I can't find products that work for me and my sensitive skin, I just have to work with what I can get. And I'm really excited to try these products. So I picked up this body oil just because it has really good reviews and I tend to have really dry skin. So I'm thinking now leading up into the summer, this would be a handy product to have. So I will be trying this one out. And then the body butter as well has a lot of great reviews and it's very thick and we've tried it already. And so far, oh my gosh, it makes a huge difference in your skin because I have super dry skin. It does get better in the summertime. In the winter, it's really bad. But again, it's hard for me to find products that are vegan and that are all natural and that won't bother my skin. So when I find things like this, it's super exciting. And yeah, I'm just going to keep trying the products out and see how it goes. So for dinner, I decided to make some baked butter beans. I just added carrots because I had to use them up, and I also had a can of crushed tomatoes, and that was oil-free. And then I put a little bit of the vegan Parmesan on top, and that's what I ate. Just super simple, really delicious, and I just had some extra salad later on as a snack, and I was good and very full. This meal is great because it's super high in fiber and of course protein, and again it's really filling, so it's going to keep you going for many hours. You can throw in any kind of veggies, leftover veggies, frozen veggies, whatever you want to throw in. I just had a bunch of carrots that I had to use, so that's what I threw in. But I love these no fuss meals that you can just put in the oven and forget about it, and then you've got a whole tray of food and you can eat it as leftovers as well. So the sugar snaps are going to go into the garden soon, and I was super happy because I finally found them. Islington Garden Center in Toronto had them, so I was really happy because I've been to quite a few different places and I couldn't find them. So perfect. We've got them, and I have them just in water just to soften up a little, and then they are going to be planted tomorrow. Here they are in the water. I just put them in a little bit of water just to soften them up, and that way they are ready for the garden tomorrow. I don't know if everyone does this. I think most people just pop it into the soil, but my dad, who's been gardening his whole life and back home in Portugal did that for a living, says the best way is to soak it, and that way they are a little bit soft and you're just going to get a better planting doing it this way. So I planted the sugar snaps and they went along this side of the garden. So this is where I usually put my green beans, and I make this little fence out of the bamboo sticks. But I decided that I'm going to put the sugar snaps there instead, and the beans are going to go on the back fence. So I'm hoping that they grow. This is my first time growing them, so I'm crossing my fingers because it's something that would be really nice to snack on throughout the summer. So they typically like to be planted when it's a little bit cooler, not super hot. So I think this is a perfect time for me because it's still kind of cool. And then I put them along the other fence in the back. And then I use the tomato cages upside down, and that should help them kind of grab onto and grow upwards. So that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today and for this week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Health, joy, and positive vibes to each and every one of you.